He did it. He did it. And he did it rather early in the game, to be honest with you. Typical of Russell Westbrook. Tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks were the opponent, and the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Bucks by a count of 110-79. And the Thunder improved on the season to 44-33 on the year, and more importantly, the Thunder hopefully will move up in the standings as far as the Western Conference is concerned. In the grand scheme of things, it is important how they seed. And they have definitely overachieved this year. Like I said, this is a team, I've said before, this is a team that many thought would be a cellar dweller in the Western Conference. But of course, the obvious story tonight is Russell Westbrook. Now, he did not have one of the more demonstrative triple-doubles that we've seen this year. He tallied just 12 points tonight, which is a season low. But, of course, with a blowout of that magnitude, Russell Westbrook's scoring was not needed. But in just 22 minutes of play, he wound up playing 27 minutes. But in just 22 minutes of play, Russell Westbrook recorded the second fastest triple-double in NBA history with 12 points, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists. And with that triple-double, he tied one of the greatest records ever. I grew up hearing about these numbers and thinking that no one would ever challenge them. You know what I mean? Like, let alone Magic Johnson's modern-day triple-double mark of 18, which Russell tied last year. And Russell broke that mark before the All-Star break this year. But for him to tie the mark of 41 set 55 years ago is a remarkable accomplishment individually. And everybody within the game recognized the magnitude of this achievement. And the game was stopped when he did it, and it was acknowledged about Russell's achievement. And after his 10th assist, and the crowd erupted after 10th assist, chanting MVP. At the stoppage, the referee held the ball to allow the team's public address announcer to announce the historical moment. And Russell said that, quote, "I was in shock, honestly, man, just kind of sitting there embracing the moment. I didn't realize they were stopping it for me until the ref was holding the ball. But just thanking God for the opportunity to play. Because I've had different times where I've been hurt and had to sit out. And to be able to play is something I will never take for granted." And when I hear him say that, it sort of reminds me of Mark McGwire. Now, I don't care, necessarily how people feel about him, the steroid thing. I'm not talking about that. But I remember, if you were old enough to watch Mark McGwire play, this is a guy who hit 49 home runs as a rookie. So this is a guy who had legitimate power that we hadn't seen before, as far as frequency of hitting the ball out the ballpark, since guys like a Mickey Mantle or a Babe Ruth. But his issue was he always got hurt. And you figured if this guy could just stay healthy, he could break Roger Maris's home run record. And that ultimately happened for him in the late 1990s. And he put together some of the most magical seasons, including 1998, which I don't care what anybody says. People can try to taint it all they want to. 1998 made me, at least for a while, a baseball fan. Okay? And hearing Russell says that so reminds me of that because he has had seasons where he struggled with injuries. So for him to be able to do this thing this year is magical. And I think it'll be appreciated as time goes on. You know what I mean? And this is what this sort of reminds me of. People want to get caught up in whether Russell is overrated and whether he's being overrated, compared unfairly to these legend and that legend. And, why is he getting such attention and the team isn't that great? Well, the St. Louis Cardinals weren't all that great in 98. If I'm not mistaken, they didn't even make the playoffs. But that season was magical for a specific reason. Just shut up about it and enjoy what he's done. I'm not saying that he's the greatest player of all time. He's not Michael Jordan. No one's saying that. You don't have to be defensive about certain things. But what he's done is enjoyable and it's amazing. Whether you like it or not. But I know some of you are going to thumb the video down anyway. But it's a great game, a great accomplishment. And Taj Gibson was the one, I believe, that hooked up on the historic assist. He said when asked whether there was some pressure to make that shot, he said, quote, a little bit, kind of like, I got to put it in for him. I think most of us want him to achieve the ultimate goal, sometimes more than himself. I put a lot of pressure on myself to finish because he always sets up for great opportunities for scoring. And Jason Kidd, who was the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, himself a triple-double artist, and he's third all-time on the triple-doubles list with 107. He said about Westbrook, quote, what he's done is history. There's only one other guy who's done it, Oscar. It's been a long time since that's happened, so he's got to be right there when it comes down to giving the MVP out. Of course, and he said recently he thought Isaiah Thomas is a candidate for MVP. Jason Terry, who's a guard with the Bucks, said, he put his stamp on it tonight. He is the MVP. There is no question. I had Harden all year long, but after witnessing it up close and personal, how can you not give it to a guy who has accomplished such a feat? I mean, he earned it. He really went out and took it. Billy Donovan, the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, said, quote, it's historic. It's what he's doing wasn't so difficult. We have a lot more people being able to do it. So I think it speaks for his ability to impact games in so many different ways, whether that's scoring, rebound, or assists. He can do it in a variety of ways. I think he's a very unique player, a player that maybe the league hasn't seen in quite some time because of what he can do in between the lines. So there's no question that what he's done is remarkable. When asked whether this was a preset goal for him, trying to average a triple-double before the season, he said no. Quote, no, it wasn't. I just play, man. Honestly, it definitely wasn't a goal just going out and trying to win. Leadership to me was more important than averaging points or field goal percentage or whatever, because I think that's what gets us the furthest and help us win a championship. Right now, I'm just embracing the moment, honestly, man. Moments like this you want to cherish, and it's something I can tell my new son as he gets older. So I think you've just got to cherish moments like this. And after tonight's performance, to achieve a triple-double for the season, there's 5 games remaining. He just needs 16 assists. He has the double-double already. He doesn't have to grab another rebound after tonight. He just needs 16 assists cumulatively. and he'll average a triple-double. Some people say things, well, Oscar has seasons where he averaged 9.7 and, yeah, but those don't count, though, because you have to actually surpass the double-double on average. Rounding doesn't count, in my opinion. But I understand what you're coming at. And no one is saying that he's greater than Oscar. That's another thing. People seem so defensive. I've never understood why people are so quick to downgrade Russell. No one said he's better than Oscar. If they're saying that, then they're stupid. They're very stupid. Because Oscar averaged a triple-double for the first 5 years of his career. But this guy, he's been out there. He's been playing hard. He doesn't talk trash. Maybe he's a little caustic at times with his remarks, but, that's his personality. He's all about his team. He's all about their playing. At least he's not a prima donna who's been fawning and giving his thoughts on, to the media and all these different things and whatever. But back to Westbrook. This was also his 7th consecutive triple-double, which is something he's done quite a few times. He did it earlier this year, registering his 7th consecutive triple-double, which is something that I believe Michael Jordan did back in 88, 89. So, also, of course, the last thing I'll mention historically is with this triple-double, this is the 78th of his career. The 78th. And that ties him to Wilt Chamberlain for the 4th most triple-doubles of all time. The list now is 181 for Oscar Robertson, officially, 138 for Magic Johnson, 107 for Jason Kidd, Wilt Chamberlain in a tie for 4th place with 78, and Russell Westbrook with 78 himself. And we have 5 games to go. So I think it's a sure bet, barring injury, of course. Hopefully nothing like that happens. But Russell Westbrook most likely will have sole place of 4th all-time in triple-doubles career by season's end. A remarkable accomplishment by a remarkable player. And this will go down as one of those remember when seasons. And I think it'll be more appreciated as time goes on. That's just my take on it. Tell me what you guys think.